Look at what's going on with Ford. Ford is asking suppliers to help with its quest toward profitability in its electric vehicle efforts, as its survival depends on cost cutting. Ford has spent billions and will spend many more billions attempting to compete with industry giants like Tesla, and in Q1 it recorded, a small loss of just $1.3 billion for its EV and software division known as Model E. Ford still lost $100,000 for every vehicle it sold in Q1. A second significant wave of shoppers ready to consider buying an electric vehicle is poised to begin entering the market in the second half of the decade, according to the latest findings from the 2024 Path to EV Adoption Study by COX Automotive. In the 2026 to 2028 timeframe, research suggests that 79% of vehicle shoppers, both new and used, will be considering an electric vehicle. By 2023, 90% of all vehicle shoppers will have electric vehicles on their lists. Now, do you think that these people will consider but not buy, or do you think that some of these people will look at the prices, look at faster charging speeds and bigger ranges and just better value for money by these years and still not buy an EV? How fast do you think you will be able to charge an EV battery in 2023? The answer to that question is fast enough. So yeah, these people, after considering, they will be buying EVs. This is from China Daily. No matter how much tariff that the US imposes, Chinese battery makers still have an obvious cost advantage there. In other words, the tariff will now weaken competitiveness of Chinese batteries in the US market in the short term. Maybe in the short term, not in the long term. Definitely, that's not true in the long term. They will have to make these batteries over here. I mean, if Chinese want to build factories in the US, I think that's no problem, but they have to be in the US. And the people hired here have to be American, just like when Tesla built the Giga Shanghai factory, and then basically the workforce is all Chinese only. 99% of the workforce is Chinese. Stellantis CEO predicted there would be only 5 car makers left in 10 years, of which Tesla was hinted at as a big US electric vehicle maker. We can be a lot more direct here. Tesla will be the biggest US electric vehicle maker. Well, it already is. Gary Black answered what it would take for him to increase his position in Tesla stock. Currently, Tesla's stock is 2.8% of his long portfolio. And because it's not his biggest position anymore, I think that's why he's not posting as much about Tesla on X. He says, I would have to be convinced Tesla EPS estimates would stop declining and start growing again. It's where I've been wrong on Tesla the past 2 years, in my honest opinion. To reverse the Tesla EPS decline, Tesla needs to, number 1, stop the insane price cutting. Number 2, launch the $25,000 to $30,000 vehicle to expand the total addressable market. And number 3, launch an ad campaign to grow EV adoption to turn around declining volume narrative. Nothing about FSD. But we know that the limiting factor for FSD progress is validation now, which means Tesla acquiring more intervention data. That is extremely important and valuable. And price cuts generally help sell more vehicles. And some will say, well, Tesla didn't grow its volumes, although Tesla did cut prices, so therefore price cuts did not work. But then I would ask, how many vehicles would have Tesla sold if Tesla didn't cut prices? Do you think it really would have been the exact same number? I don't think so. And remember that Tesla has extremely high loyalty rates. When you buy a Tesla, the next vehicle that you buy is generally another Tesla. Tesla's loyalty rate is the best in the industry by far. And so Tesla is in a process of accumulating its long-term market share with the price-cutting strategy. Now, would an ad campaign really work if Tesla and Elon really focused on advertising? I think so. But would making fast progress on FSD be more important in the long term? I definitely think so. Gary provides us a great perspective of how Wall Street thinks, and obviously, Wall Street doesn't think much of FSD. Otherwise, Gary would mention FSD at least once here, at least somewhat indirectly. He didn't even mention it indirectly here. Our crack team of reporters will be closely monitoring the interwebs for any sign of FSD v12.4 this weekend, assuming it goes out to employees as planned this weekend. It should be on track for release to the first customers within a week or two, ideally. this coming week. That would be amazing. But you know what would be even more amazing? Well, maybe not quite as amazing, but it's pretty close. You clicking the like button. Thank you so much to everyone who does that. That's it for today's video. Make sure to click the like button so that we can make sure that there's no shadow ban on this channel. There's another video from my other channel showing that it's only getting about half of the views it would normally get because my videos are only shown to about 50% of the regular viewers in the first few days. And then after the first 3 days, it does push it out a little bit more, but because it's no longer news, it's old, no one's interested. So I appreciate everyone clicking the like button. That really helps. And going forward, I'm only publishing the full daily news videos on this channel, not on the old channel anymore. So make sure to subscribe if you haven't yet. Otherwise, YouTube may stop showing you these videos completely. Subscribing sends YouTube a strong signal that this is a channel you want to watch.